This week, I will also end the government policy of trying to socially engineer race and gender into every aspect of public and private life.
Donald Trump was inaugurated at 12, and just a few minutes ago, he has now claimed that there will only be the male and female gender that will be recognized in America.
Harry, how many genders are there?
How many genders are there, Harry?
How many genders are there?
What's the legal? I'm gonna use Joe Biden's answers. At least two. At least two. That satisfies.
Well, how
the
many
little
more
brains you guys
other than
got going
male,
up in there.
female?
That's a TikTok answer.
Best government only recognizing two genders, male, female. They're unchangeable. You know, if elected as prime minister, is that something that you're going to kind of walk in line with, or what are your feelings on that executive order?
Well, I don't know. Do you have any other genders that you'd like to name?
You are silenced by being called names. Whenever you see people trying to silence you by calling you a name, we are misogynist, that name, phobic, they always have these names to call you so that you keep quiet. Christian values are not respected. Religious values are not respected. These people preach acceptance, but acceptance is only when you agree with their worldview, when you agree that there are plenty genders, when you agree that there's this non-binary and this, that, and that. What's up, YouTube? This is your boy Simba Savi, back again with another video for you guys. Hit me with the HBO special, the Hope Brother House special. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. That's how the channel grows. Guys, without wasting any more time, Donald Trump is back in office and he just signed some crazy executive orders. And we're going to react to one of them today. Let's get into it.
This week, I will also end the government policy of trying to socially engineer race and gender into every aspect of public and private life. We will forge a society that is colorblind and merit-based.
So imagine, these are things that are happening in America, that the idea that there are two genders is actually a conversation that is being had in countries like Europe. Of course, some African countries as well are kind of adopting this mindset. But when I grew up, guys, there were only two genders. That's what we know. And I think even biologically, there's only two body parts that differentiate a man and a woman. And actually three, because women kind of have, them saggy waggies. Anyway, so Donald Trump, what I like about Donald Trump is that he said this even before his election. He said it and the people voted for this. Donald Trump won overwhelmingly with the overwhelming majority vote. And these are one of the policies and stances that the American people voted for. Let's get into a video of him before the election.
The left-wing gender insanity being pushed on our children is an act of child abuse. Very simple. Here's my plan to stop the chemical, physical, and emotional mutilation of our youth. On day one, I will revoke Joe Biden's cruel policies on so-called gender-affirming care. Ridiculous. A process that includes giving kids puberty blockers, mutating their physical appearance, and ultimately performing surgery on minor children. Can you believe this? I will sign a new executive order instructing every federal agency to cease all programs that promote the concept of sex and gender transition at any age. I will then ask Congress to permanently stop federal taxpayer dollars from being used to promote or pay for these procedures and pass a law prohibiting child sexual mutilation in all 50 states. It'll go very.
So this is what the American people voted for. This is one of the reasons why a majority of people voted for Donald Trump, because people are sick and tired of kids. You send your kids to school and they're given these ideas. Kids are arguing with parents, coming with these woke ideas. Arguing. Imagine you send your 5-year-old kid and they start teaching them that there are plenty genders. There are, I don't know how many genders these people. I've never heard any liberal actually explain how many genders there are. I've never. They just want to confuse children. And parents are sick and tired. They're putting these things in cartoons. They're putting these things in books. I actually watched a podcast. I'll do a video reaction for it maybe one of these days. about a lady who was actually working, I think she was a school teacher or something, explaining how these books, they are left in, they plant these books in playgrounds, even with schools that don't allow it. They'll put these books in playgrounds, these funny organizations, and then they have those messaging inside about gender, about non-binary this and all these things. And 6, 7, 8, 10-year-old kids are playing in the yard. Listen, I don't care what an adult wants to do. If you're an adult and you want to believe that there are 500 genders, fair and fine, that's your life. But don't tell my child. Don't make laws where if I'm trusting my child at a school, at a public school, now my child has to be taught and be confused. I'm a Christian. And what was happening in America is that Christian values are not respected. Religious values are not respected. These people preach acceptance, but acceptance is only when you agree with their worldview, when you agree that there are plenty genders, when you agree that there's this non-binary and this, that, and that. That's when you are, quotes in quotes, a good person. The moment you disagree, the moment you want to quote the Bible, the moment you want to quote the Quran, all hell breaks loose. And these things were being banned in America during Biden's administration. I love Trump, man. I just love Donald Trump. Let's get into another video about with liberals literally losing their mind over this.
Please excuse my hair. I just woke up. Donald Trump was inaugurated at 12, and just a few minutes ago, he has now claimed that there will only be the male and female gender that will be recognized in America. This sets back everything that the trans community has been working for, and we have already not been recognized in this country for centuries. If we remember, gay marriage became legal 10 years ago. We had just earned the right to change our gender on our passports and IDs. Just because I want to identify as a man does not mean I am trying to hurt you. In these next 4 years, you are going to hear the most intense anti-trans propaganda you have ever heard in your entire life. And they're going to strew it in a way that sounds extremely convincing because it will fearmonger. It will fearmonger everyone's insecurities. Please talk to your neighbors, protect your trans community, stay involved, and do not forget us because history will try to erase.
Who is we? Who is we? And she's saying, oh, just because I believe there are many genders and all these things doesn't mean I'm trying to hurt you. These people are teaching children, children from Christian schools, from Christian parents, children from Muslim parents. They are being taught in school this gender ideology. There's a video of these groups of, you know, your people with the many flags and many colors talking about we're coming for your children. Let me look for it, actually. Let me look for that video. And then parents are just supposed to accept laws being changed. Parents are just supposed to accept that their kids go to school and are taught this ideology. Listen, if there are schools, if we are saying there are schools that are well known, that teach this, and a parent has a choice to send their kids there or not, I get it. But when you pass it into law that every single government school is teaching this is where I have a problem. If you want to teach your kids this, by all means, it's a free world. This is where I love Donald Trump, because now Donald Trump is changing things and is protecting kids and respecting other people's values, respecting other people's religious values. We in biology is very simple. There are two genders, right? Another liberal who can't even answer a simple question was on Piers Morgan. Let's go.
Do you think there should be more than 2 genders in America?
Yeah, I don't know what that executive order means. I don't know what the president declared.
It means there are 2 genders, male and female. Do you disagree with that?
How many genders are there, Harry?
Yeah,
Come on, little guy. How many genders are there?
Again, these guys don't know what they're talking about, so they won't be able to answer.
How many genders are there?
How many genders are there, Harry?
How many genders are there?
What's the legal? I'm gonna use Joe Biden's answers. At least 2. At least 2. That satisfies.
Well, how
the
many
more
other than male, female?
That's a TikTok answer.
No, there's at least 2.
Yeah.
There's at least 2.
Well, no, hang on. There's male and female.
Kid is like human brain
Donald
rot.
Trump says there's male and female. There are 2.
Okay.
Listen to that answer. At least 2. There is at least 2. I'm going to go by Joe Biden's answer. There's at least 2. These are the things that kids are being taught in school. Imagine, these are the things that your children are being taught in school in Europe. A lot of European countries, America, Canada, a lot of these European countries, your child is being taught you can be anything. It's planting these seeds in children. Children are malleable. Children believe that there's Santa Claus. Children believe in Spider-Man. And children are being taught these ideologies. And parents just sit and watch. Because people are silenced. People lose their jobs trying to protest this. During the Biden administration, there are people that have been arrested trying to protest these things. There was one woman who was arrested because she went in front of an abortion clinic and was praying. And because these people believe that no, women should be allowed to abort babies and Christian values don't matter, she was arrested and Trump had to pardon her. This is what goes on when you have a woke government. Let's continue.
How many more are there after male and female, Harry?
There's at least two. Now, anyway, let me get back to
How many more
are there?
What are the other ones?
There's at least two.
What are the other ones?
Harry, let's try it this way. You're a female. What is the other gender?
It's so funny. It's so funny how these conservatives just get time to lie on this show, but when I'm speaking, they all interrupt and there's no problem.
You've just been asked a very simple question, Harry.
Conversation with peers, not you, Mr. Combe over. Relax for me.
Harry,
Take a
you
breather.
simply
Thank
got
you so
asked
much.
if there are at least two genders, how many more are there than male and female?
Piers, you asked me about Donald Trump's executive order. I'm trying to explain how legally it makes absolutely no sense and it's going to get sued in court. Then we go into culture wars with Dave.
He's not going to answer it. He's just going to give you the at least two. I dare you to Google, go on YouTube, go on any platform that you want. Watch liberals debate this. They are asked this question, how many genders are there? They will never give you a number. There's at least two, there's many. They'll give you a few, I don't know, cis what, these funny names, and tell you you can identify as what you want. These are the teachers. Trust me, this guy can be a teacher for your child in a school, in a liberal school, in America, in a public school with this mindset. I saw one video of a therapist, a non-binary therapist. Your child may be going through depression. You pay for a therapist. A lot of you parents don't even do your research on what therapist you're sending your kids to. And you have a non-binary therapist helping your child as, oh, I went to therapy. Guys, we need to be serious. Let's hear this generation being asked this question. How many genders are there?
How many genders are there?
Two. It's a spectrum, so like a lot.
Can you name me a few?
You can be man, female. You could be there's so many. A demi-girl, a demi-boy.
This is a stupid question.
How many are there?
I don't want to participate anymore.
I don't think there's really an answer to that, given that gender is kind of a social construct, so it's different for every person and also in different cultures.
As many as you want to believe.
Can you name me like a few?
So there's a whole spectrum of them. Obviously,
there are many. There's a lot. So
name me a few.
There is male, female,